Hello, Master Numerologist Andre Alvin Moore, and today I would like to share some keys to help you to open your spiritual chambers. Webster defines chamber as an enclosed space. Your inner space is your private room, your spiritual chamber, secluded from the prying eyes of human species. The process of thinking is part of this inner chamber. It is of the utmost importance to understand that your thoughts are a primary key to help you realize your highest self. The soul, encased in three bodies called the physical, astral, and causal. The causal plane is the plane of ideas and thoughts which emanate from this third plane of consciousness. Thinking is part of your willpower and intent. Holding the correct thought forms creates reality. Creation begins and ends with thoughts. To become or manifest, you must first see it in your inner eye. You must hold on to that inner vision while working in that direction until your objective is achieved. So the first key to opening up your spiritual chamber is thinking. As a woman thinketh, as a man thinketh, so shall it be. Thinking belongs to the causal plane, the plane of ideas and thoughts. If you do not see yourself as divine, then you will not manifest your divinity. You must see it, you must feel it, you must accept what you are. So thinking is the first primary key. You hold on to the thought that you are a divine being, and then you must apply some action behind that thought. Actions such as meditations, visualization, praying. These are some of the key elements. Let's go on. A secondary key involves your breathing. Proper breathing is the current of life and is essential for spiritual development and excellent health. Proper breathing. Now, one technique, I will demonstrate one technique. Okay. What you want to do is take your index finger and hold it like such, and you want to breathe in as slowly as you can until the count of 8. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you want to hold it 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you want to let it out in the opposite nostril. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stop. Then you want to breathe in now through this nostril. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You want to do that as long as you possibly can. So the formula is you want to inhale, you want to hold down one nostril, breathe in as slowly as possible, concentrating on the breath. After you reach the 8 count, hold it. Hold that count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then release it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then repeat the process. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then let it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's a simple exercise that you guys can practice. Let's move on. Incorporating an exercise program increases oxygen intake and enhances circulation. This key is important because it prepares the body to endure the tasks needed to ensure success. So you got to be physically fit if you want to try to open up your spiritual chambers. You have to exercise. You have to make your muscles stronger. You have to make the muscles, especially in your back, stronger. So when you go in your meditation, you don't be slouching over. You can, sit with your back erect. So you need to exercise. Exercise is going to help the circulation. It's going to increase more oxygen into the body. You're going to feel better. And you're going to have a stronger willingness to sit down and discipline yourself to try some of these spiritual disciplines that I'm sharing with you. Okay? Now, diet is crucial and should not be overlooked. Water is of vital importance to all living things. In some organisms, up to 90% of their body weight comes from water. Up to 60% of the human adult body is water. According to H. Mitchell, the Journal of Biological Chemistry, number 158, the brain and heart is composed of 73% water, and the lungs are about 83% water. The 80-20 rule is an excellent measure to follow. Most fruits and vegetables contain about 80% liquid. The 20% can come from nuts, seeds, meat, and other foodstuffs, including junk food if you're so inclined. Okay, so you know that the body of the earth is composed of a majority of water, and the body of your earth, which is the physical body, is composed of a majority of water. So your diet should consume the majority of a liquid diet. So fruits and vegetables have a high composition of water. So the 80-20 rule is a good rule to follow. Most of your diet should be fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, some meat, some dairy, and some junk food. But the bulk of the diet should be from fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and then your grains. Understand, a grain like a piece of rice does not have 80% liquid, so you'll be out of ratio. But fruits and vegetables do have an 80% ratio. So a proper diet helps in opening up your spiritual chambers. Some of the ancient books stated that most of the yogis are vegetarians. They don't consume meat. You don't need meat for your protein. You can get your protein from nuts and seeds. And actually, some yogis employ just breathing techniques, and they can receive all of their nourishment just from the atmosphere. Okay, so let's move on. Now, one's environment plays an important role. Your karma is responsible for where you are born and raised. It is up to you to break free from a toxic situation. If you are born in a hellish environment, you must use your power of will to remove these thorns of pain. You can use your environment to springboard yourself forward, or you can accept your circumstances and wallow in despair and hell until you deliver yourself from evil or help comes to liberate you. So, creating a proper environment is also important to open up one's spiritual chambers. If you're born in a family where there's a lot of profanity, a lot of drinking, a lot of drugs, then you must remove yourself from that environment at the earliest chance that you can get. Or you must go someplace apart from that environment to do your meditative work. A hellish environment is not conducive to spiritual development, because a hellish environment is creating negative thought forms. It's permeating the atmosphere, permeating the environment, and you're going to find yourself being influenced by those negative thought forms. So try to find a neutral place where you can do your spiritual discipline, and that will go a long way in helping you to open up some of your spiritual chambers. Okay, let's move on. Next will come from spiritual development comes from effort and willpower. You must want to change actions that block your growth and practice those things that will enhance your growth. Set a specific time daily to meditate and often observe the outside world of silence. Keep good hygiene and good company. Hold within your inner vision and rest assured that in time, that vision will become your reality. So good hygiene is important to opening up your spiritual chambers. We all know that we've all has smelled people that are unkept and unclean, and it affects us. It affects our mood. If you're sitting in your living room and a guest come in and they have a strong body odor, immediately you're going to react. You may hold that emotion within, or sometimes you may say, "Ooh, what is that smell that I'm smelling?" Don't nobody really want to be around people that has a body odor. So it's very important to maintain a clean, hygienic environment. That means your body should be clean, and that means that your clothes should be clean. Okay, and it's also a good practice when you're working on your spiritual discipline, to wear clothes that comes from a natural resource, such as maybe cotton, uh, silk. Those particular fabrics will be able to hold the vibration in. Now, a lot of the yogis, they meditate on like maybe a tiger skin, and what happens is when you meditate, you're emitting out vibrational energy, and what you want to do is trap that energy in the proper clothing, in the proper type of environment, so that you can create a vortex. For an example, every time you sit down to pray, every time you sit down to meditate, you're making a deposit at that space. It's like wherever you touch something, you're leaving a deposit. You're leaving your fingerprint. Every time you touch something, you're leaving some of you behind. So when you meditate, when you're visualizing, and you do it in the same place at the same time, then you are making, you are creating a vortex, and this vortex will continue to get stronger and stronger. So each time you visit it, you'll have an easier time to lock into your meditation. Okay, all right. Let's move on. Now, the word chamber has 7 letters. Now, for example, a fetus lies in a fetal position of praying while it's in its mother inner chamber called a womb, and it's praying for enlightenment and guidance to help it through another round of incarnation. So when you see a baby inside of a mother womb, it's curled up like in a fetus position. Actually, what it's doing is like it's praying for assistance, because it knows on a spiritual level, on a soul level, that it's getting ready to reincarnate again. And a soul knows that this material world is very hard to overcome. And so it's praying for guidance. But it starts in that inner chamber of the womb, of a woman's womb, before it's giving birth into the outer world. All right, let's go on. Okay. All right. So, first letter, C, is ruled by the number 3. And number 3 is music. Listening to spiritual chants and mantras will help you to lift your spirits. We all know that music can soothe the beast, but certain mantras and certain chants, when used correctly, they are used to target certain individuals to open up their spiritual chambers. Sometimes a master will give a student a specific mantra, just for that particular student to meditate on and to chant. And that mantra has the power to start making changes in your inner self and your inner nature, and you'll find yourself becoming more and more in tune to that mantra, in tune to the spiritual world, because the mantra carries a very high, strong vibrational frequency. So it's good to listen to spiritual chants and mantras. And on YouTube, they got hundreds of different chants, hundreds of different mantras. You just got to, sample them. And when you find one that you resonate with, that's the one I would recommend that you use. Now, the letter H in its uppercase aspect is Jacob's ladder leading you towards heaven. It vibrates to the number 8, which is the number of success. Letter A ruled by the number 1. Each person must take responsibility for their actions. Every journey starts with the first step. Be willing to step into your kingdom. Letter M vibrates to the number 4, and number 4 is a square in which we build our life. Now, in Matthew, in the 7th chapter through the 24th, 27th verse, we read that everyone then who hears these words of mine and does them will be like a wise man who built his house on the rock. And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, but it did not fall, because it had been founded on the rock. And everyone who hears these words of mine and does not do them would be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat against that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. So the 4 vibration is the number of structure, organization, discipline, You want to build your discipline on solid ground. In other words, choose a place where you can go and experience silence and solitude. Try to do your meditation at a certain time. Try to do it daily. Try to be consistent with it. Try to surrender the ego as much as you possibly can and just focus on your objective of uniting your spiritual self with the supreme spiritual self. But it will take discipline, it will take dedication, but understand that if you build your house upon solid rock, no matter what happens, it's not going to fall. But if you wishy-washy and you're playing around with it, that the very first thing that comes to attack you, you're going to surrender and you're going to find yourself on your back and you're going to walk away from your discipline. Okay, now, letter B vibrates to the number 2. Proper breathing techniques open up spiritual chambers. And I've already given you the example of try to inhale slowly through your right nostrils while counting to 8, and then hold 4 counts. Then exhale slowly through your left nostril while counting to 8. Inhale through your left nostril, counting slowly to 8. Hold 4 counts and inhale slowly through the right nostril. Repeat for as long as you can. So the formula is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But the objective of this particular breathing technique is to do it as slow as possible. So you normally go. No, that's not what you want. You want to be conscious of your breath. You want to have a steady breath, but you want to be conscious of your breath, and you want to discipline yourself where the inhalation is as slow as you possibly can. Some yogis can inhale a breath and it takes them perhaps an hour to inhale, just that one breath coming in, and then another hour to exhale that breath. So it's very important to just slow down the breathing. But the key is to have the consciousness awareness of what you're doing, to stay focused on the breathing while you're doing it. Okay, letter E vibrates to the number 5. In life, it is vital to rest the mind from agitating thoughts, emotions from anger, the body after laboring. So the number 5 energy is an energy that allows you to feel free from the agitations, from the destruction aspects of life. That's why I say it's important to remove yourself from a negative type of environment, because it's not conducive for spiritual growth and spiritual development. So calm the spirit by engaging in joyful activity, and smiling more often helps. A lot of people, they won't smile. They don't smile. They walk around with what I call a screw face. They just always, they're just not prone to smile. And a lot of people, they don't want to speak. They don't want to give. That's a spiritual exercise as well. Giving, saying hello, saying good morning. How are you? Smile. The song, I'm living my best life, Little Duval. He understands the importance of just smiling, because when you smile, the whole world smiles back at you. When you smile, it's like a burst of sunshine emanating from you, because you are a soul, you are a spirit, you are a light. So when you smile, you let the light out, and who knows, that smile can affect another person that might be going through a dark time in their life. Just by simply saying hello to an individual, a stranger, you don't know what that person is going through. But if you're so selfish or so afraid to smile or so afraid to speak, then you're not fully understanding the concept of self-love. If you love yourself, then you must be willing to also to share that love with others. Okay, let's move on. Letter R vibrates to the number 9. It is a good practice to end your day by reviewing your day. Sleep brings that incarnation day to an end, and the body is recharged, so then when awakened is ready to try life anew. Another good spiritual discipline, when you lay in the bed at night, review your day. There's 2 ways you can do it. You can start from how you end your day and work your way all the way back up to how you started your day, or you can reverse that and review how you started your day and bring it all the way back down how you end your day. Both disciplines will bring about positive results, but taking it from the end of the day to the beginning of the day Might be a lot more challenging, but it's a lot more rewarding. You should review your day because that's an incarnation.